The Insanity Defense: Law, Science, and Reality. Today, we're diving into one of the most understood concepts in criminal law: the insanity defense. Movies and TV often portray it as a loophole, a way for dangerous people to escape justice. In reality, it is neither a loophole nor a free pass. Legally, the insanity defense exists because the law recognizes a fundamental principle. Criminal liability requires mens rea, or a guilty mind. If someone cannot understand the nature or wrongfulness of their actions due to a severe mental disorder, they may lack this critical element. That's the foundation of defense. Now, here's where things get interesting. There are multiple legal standards for insanity. The Midnighten Rule, for example, asks whether the defendant knew what they were doing or understood that it was wrong. Other standards, like the Model Penal Code test, consider whether the defendant could conform their behavior to the law. These tests are intentionally narrow. They don't excuse bad decisions, poor judgment, or even eccentric behavior. They focus strictly on cognitive and voluntary capacity. Despite public perception, successful insanity defenses are extremely rare. Less than 1% of felony cases in the United States end with a verdict of not guilty by reasons of insanity. And even when a defendant is acquitted on these grounds, they are typically committed to a psychiatric facility, often for longer than a typical prison sentence. The law's goal is not leniency, it's safety, public safety, both for society and for the individual, grounded in psychological evaluation. Here's a common misconception: people think that the defense is about getting away with murder. In practice, it is about acknowledging the intersection between mental health and criminal accountability. Courts rely on rigorous assessment, expert testimony, and carefully procedures regarding safeguards. It's clinical, it's meticulous, and yes, it's sometimes controversial. But it is far from a simple legal strategy. Ultimately, the insanity defense reminds us that the law is not purely punitive. It is, at its best, a a system that balances justice, human cognition, and social protection. It asks direct and difficult questions. How do we hold people accountable when their minds betray them? How do we recognize moral responsibility with neurological reality? These are not easy questions, but they are questions the legal system is designed to confront. So next time you see a sensationalized insanity defense in a movie, remember, law is precise, patient, and unyielding in its logic. And reality, more than often than not, is far more complex than fiction can capture.